Alright, gather round everyone. Today we're diving into something truly special. An unofficial LEGO set that's going to blow your minds. We've got not one, not two, but three incredible mech armors to explore. And because we want to give each one the spotlight it deserves, we're going to break this down into a thrilling trilogy of videos. Think of it as a mini-series. First up, we'll be suiting up with the legendary Boba Fett. Then we'll march into action with a classic Stormtrooper. And finally, we'll feel the power of the dark side with the imposing Darth Vader.
Boba Fett.
Oh, and speaking of Darth Vader, if you're a fan, you absolutely must check out our previous video featuring another Darth Vader set. It's a truly spectacular build, and I'm still absolutely buzzing about it. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Now, let's get down to business. We're starting with the torso, and right away something catches the eye. This design is refreshingly new. It seems I'm on a bit of a creative streak, discovering all these unique mech armor designs. Just the other day, we explored a War Machine mech, which had its own distinct style. And now we have this, something completely different. The way it's designed to house the minifigure, it's truly unlike anything we've seen before. Now, I'm not quite sure yet how I feel about this particular design. It's a bit of a mystery we'll solve as we build. But one thing is for certain, I deeply admire the designer's commitment to innovation. So what exactly are we constructing here? It appears to be a backpack, and not just any backpack, but one equipped with a rocket launcher. Imagine that, a rocket-firing backpack. That's a fantastic addition to the world of mech armors. Traditionally, these builds have been rather straightforward, focused mainly on articulation and posing. So let's keep building and see what other surprises await. Now we move on to the legs, and these, it seems, are quite standard. You see, they don't move at the joints. We've seen many like this before. Of course, it's a matter of taste. Some people like the arms and legs to move at the knees and elbows, others don't. But what's certain is that this design of the arms and legs looks very muscular, very massive, powerful and epic. This design, in my opinion, is best suited for figures that need to be as muscular as possible, like Thanos, War Machine, Hulk, and so on. We're currently assembling the feet, and they're also made with a new design, which I really like again. It's not so much about how these specific feet look, but the fact that the designers keep inventing new things instead of just churning out the same design from one figure to another. As for the arms, I always pay close attention to how the deltoid is made. In this design, it's not overly massive, and it looks like the arm can still move pretty well at the shoulder. That's good, we don't want it to be too stiff, right? Now about those fists, they're a bit of a head scratcher. That gray triangle, I think it's supposed to be the thumb. But honestly, it looks a little weird. I'm not really sold on it. The rest of the arm though, looks pretty good. Okay, let's get the other arm built. It's basically the same, so we'll zip through this part. Okay, so this is the right arm, the one that's going to hold the pistol. We're putting in this piece that'll be the pistol grip. And you know what? I'm just not feeling this grip. It just doesn't look powerful enough. It needs more oomph. For me, the ultimate epic fist? That's Thor's hand grabbing Mjolnir. That's how you do a fist. Alright, let's get these arms attached and then we'll build the pistol. The firing thingy? It's the same kind of shooter we've seen in a lot of sets, but with a few little tweaks. Let's give it a test shot. Now let's pop the pistol into the grip. Time to build a rocket grenade launcher for the back. Here's how it fits in. Now they say this thing should fire. And, yeah, it does fire. Kind of. It works in a way, but let's be real. It's not gonna send that rocket flying to the moon. Let's put together our Boba Fett minifigure. We'll pop in the arms and hands and everything fits together perfectly. No wobbly bits, which is always a good sign. And now, the jetpack. Oh, almost forgot. Let's take a peek at the back. Hey, it's got a printed bulletproof vest. Nice detail. Now jetpack on, head on top. Simple, no extra faces here. And let's check out that helmet. It's really well made. I like it. The quality's great. The whole figure looks pretty good, actually. Now, we just need to stick the antenna in the little hole. And good news, they gave us tons of extra antennas. They didn't hold back, which is awesome. Alright, now, that pistol, it's huge. Long, gigantic, and it clips right onto the mech's belt. And now the big moment. Let's get Boba Fett into his mech. Whoa, he really sticks out, doesn't he? Look how far he's poking out. It's a little unexpected. Okay, let's give our mech a little pew-pew for the camera. And then we'll get into the fun part, comparing this Boba Fett mech to the others we've built. First thing we notice, the elbows and knees are locked. No extra movement there. So while he's looking pretty buff and bulky, he's not winning any flexibility contests. However, the shoulder and hip joints? Surprisingly good for playing. Much better than, say, our recent War Machine. Remember him? His big problem was that machine gun belt, always trying to spin him around. Let's take that off for now so we can focus. See? War Machine had all these extra bits and bobs making him less mobile. Just too much stuff going on. And, thankfully, Boba Fett doesn't have that weird pelvis rotation that some mechs have. You know, where they can spin like this? It's good for posing, but it can get in the way when you're actually playing. Boba Fett avoids that, and I'm all for it. He also looks a bit taller, by the way. But here's my biggest gripe. This new cockpit design. They've done something totally different with how the minifigure sits in the chest, and it results in Boba Fett sticking out way too much. It just looks goofy. War Machine, see? He sits nice and snug. Wolverine too. Just the head sticks out, looks natural. Spider-Man? Same deal. But Boba Fett, he's popping out like he's trying to escape. I've checked, double-checked, triple-checked, and it's just how the design is. You know what? Let's try something. What if we take off that little platform he's standing on inside and put him in like this? He sits lower, which is better, but now he's leaning forward way too much. That looks weird too. Okay, how about we take off the jetpack? Let's see how he looks then. Wow, that's much better. He sits perfectly, great for play, and looks awesome. So all I did was remove that little platform and the jetpack. I like it a lot more this way. What do you think? Did you prefer him sticking out? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's talk about those fists. As you can see, they've gone for a thumbless design. That little triangular piece is supposed to be the thumb, I guess. It's alright, I suppose. But from a looks perspective, I'm just not feeling it. Now, compare that to War Machine. He's got a proper thumb that can even stick out. Much better. Of course, War Machine's arm and fist are way bigger and bulkier. Boba Fett's fingers are smaller, kind of like Wolverine's actually. The finger design is pretty much the same, but Wolverine's thumb is definitely done better. I like that design more. Now, if you're all about playing, then this Boba Fett mech is pretty solid. It's got a cool pistol that shoots, and a rocket launcher on the back that fires too. Though, let's be honest, it doesn't launch those rockets very far. Let's give it another try. Yeah, not exactly a powerhouse. Guns with this kind of design, like on War Machine or these other ones, they definitely shoot with more oomph. So, here's the final call on this Boba Fett mech. After taking out that little platform, I've got to say, I'm liking it a lot more. For playing, the lack of elbow and knee movement is a bit of a bummer, but I do appreciate that there's no weird pelvis spinning. That's a definite plus. So for playability, I'd give it a solid 4.5. Now, if you're just looking for something to put on a shelf and admire, well, personally, I don't think this one's a showstopper. But hey, that's just my opinion. The minifigure itself is definitely cool. You can have a lot of fun with that. And speaking of fun, would you guys be interested if I tried to build my own ultimate mech armor? Combining all the best parts from the ones we've seen? I'm thinking the legs and arms with the joints like Wolverine and Spider-Man, but without that unnecessary rotation like Spider-Man has. Though he does have that little stopper, which is better than War Machine, who just spins right around. Wolverine's got it right, no spinning at all. Anyway, this is just the first of our 3 mech armor builds. We've got 2 more coming up, a Stormtrooper and Darth Vader. And fair warning, they've got that same sticking out issue as Boba Fett. Don't worry, I'll be giving them a bit of modifications. Make sure you watch all 3 videos in our series, because at the end we'll be doing a big comparison of all 3 mechs. And now give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Leave comments, it helps the channel grow. On the left, you now see a playlist with all the mech armors I've already assembled on the channel. And there are quite a few, to be honest. And on the right, a video that YouTube has selected for you based on your interests. Goodbye everyone, see you soon.